Hi there, this is David, and welcome to New RPG News. We have a lot of stuff to talk about today, but first, before we get into newish news, I want to talk about some of the major, massive announcements that you might have missed, most notably at the Nintendo Direct. It was one of the best Nintendo Directs that we've ever had, at least I thought so. People still complain in the comments constantly. I honestly, I don't get it. I feel like companies could literally hand you your dream game on a silver platter, and some people would still complain about it. I don't get it. Like, this was a fantastic Nintendo Direct. Starting off with a Super Mario RPG remake announced for the Switch that is due out on November 17th. Oh man, I love Super Mario RPG. It is the best Mario RPG, bar none. I've always thought the Paper Mario RPGs were just kind of like, eh. And not Superstar Saga, but just the Mario and Luigi games were okay, but nothing held a candle to the original. This one is just fantastic. If you've never played it, you are in for a treat. Dragon Quest Monsters: The Dark Prince has been announced for Nintendo Switch. This is coming out December 1st worldwide. In Japan, it is officially known as Dragon Quest Monsters 3. So this is a mainline Monsters game. This isn't a spin-off, this isn't a Joker or a Treasure, this is a mainline game. And it stars our old friend Sorrow from Dragon Quest IV. He was the main villain, the main bad guy back in Dragon Quest IV, but again, you could recruit him as a party member in the remake, but in the original, I'm going off on tangents now, in the original, he was just the main bad guy right there. And I'm guessing this girl is that girl from Rosaville? Rosa? With like the teardrops and everything. If you've played Dragon Quest IV, you know what I'm talking about. If not, I'm on the verge of spoilers, so I'm gonna stop right now. It says that it takes place in the fantastical world of Nadiria, which is the dark world from Dragon Quest IV. And because he is the demon prince, he has a curse that prevents him from harming monsters, so instead he becomes a monster wrangler, recruiting and fighting alongside the monsters throughout the various environments. Then it's going to have a seasonal cycle of spring, summer, winter, and fall, which will change the landscape and also open up new areas for you to go to. I personally cannot wait for this game to come out. Another huge announcement is that Star Ocean: The Second Story R has been officially announced. We had a leak about it before, but now it's officially announced for the PS5, PS4, Switch, and PC. This is an HD 2D remake of Star Ocean: The Second Story, the original game, not Second Evolution. That was the PSP remake here. It's coming out November 2nd worldwide for $50. Now, here's the deal. You can already pre-order it. You can pre-order the standard edition. It's everywhere. It's on Amazon even. It's everywhere. But there is a collector's edition that costs $200 that is available exclusively at the Square Enix store as a special limited quantity set. And you get all this stuff with it, and thank God I actually ordered this one because I didn't want to have a Pixel Remastered issue happen all over again, where I wanted the Pixel Remastered Collector's Edition, and then I was like, oh, it's so expensive, so I'll sleep on it, woke up in the morning, boom, sold out. Well, guess what? Thank God I bought this one because it's already sold out. Just like the Pixel Remastered version, this one sold out in roughly 4 hours. So that's just telling me if you ever see a limited edition of any kind of game that you might want to get, there's no more waiting, there's no more sleeping on it, there's no more thinking about it rationally, because, God forbid you actually think about, how much money do I have in the bank versus how much does this really cost? What does it actually include? Should I really buy this? No, you just have to fly by the seat of your pants and hit click, yes, order, yes, this is what I want right now, because if you don't, it's going to be sold out. I'm sorry, but that's the world that we live in. It really sucks. I'm the first one to say that sucks. And honestly, if there's people that want this game and it sells out in 4 freaking hours, make more, Square. Make more so that more people can buy it. Or, make it so that you can only order 1 at a time to make the scalpers not order, 50 at a time and then screw over people on eBay. Just saying, this is really, really, really crummy. And I hate how these limited editions just get sold out so quickly. Speaking of pre-orders, there is now a pre-order up for Persona 5 Tactica. It is available both physically and digitally. There is not a collector's edition, so I don't think that we're going to have a problem with this one selling out in the same way that Pixel Remaster and Star Ocean sold out. So if you do want to get it physically, it's going to be $60, and it does come with free downloadable content, watch as I butcher these names, of Orpheus Picaro and Izanagi Picaro. That's a pre-order only bonus, and then there's a free gift. It's a set of 2 exclusive coasters at GameStop while supplies last. Then the digital deluxe edition comes with the Orpheus thingamajiggers, as well as a Repaint Your Heart challenge pack, a weapon pack, and a Picaro summoning pack, and Raoul persona? I don't know. Anyway, it's coming out for the PS5, Xbox, PS4, and Switch and PC on November 17th. Cry Machina is launching October 24th in North America, October 27th over in Europe. It's coming out for the PS5, PS4, Switch, and PC. Oh, here we go. There's also a limited edition that's $100, but here's the deal. We're going to look at that limited edition in just a minute. Keep in mind, the Star Ocean limited edition was $200, and it pretty much just came with like an art piece. It came with, let me go ahead and look at it. It came with an art piece. It came with like some little acrylic standees. It came with a soundtrack. This one is half the price, okay? Half the price for Cry Machina, $100. And it comes with the following. You have your little deluxe edition, then you have an hardcover art book, you have your original soundtrack, you have an art print, which is really kind of pretty, you have this acrylic display, which is gorgeous, like that could be like backlit or something. That's really cool. Then you have a cloth poster, and you have the collector's box. So I've got to say, and I've always thought this, I think that the Square Enix collector's editions, they're very overpriced. They're like double what they should be, honestly, because this one, you're getting like twice as much stuff for half the price than the Star Ocean one. You know, I already know that I'm gonna like Star Ocean just the same way that I already knew that I was going to like the Pixel Remasters, but this is an untested game. So I can understand where they're coming from. They're like, oh, it's going to be cheaper, we're going to give you more stuff, but at the same time, do I really want it? You know, because it's an untested game. I don't know if it's going to be good, but I swear by the time that I actually get my hands on it and I'm able to review it to see if it will be good, this thing's going to be sold out. So it really is kind of like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place with a lot of these collector's editions here. Now, if this actually gets a collector's edition, I will totes get it. Baten Kaitos 1 and 2 HD Remaster is launching on September 14th. In North America, Japan, and Asia, September 15th over in Europe. If you haven't played these games before, you are missing out. They were some of the best RPGs on the Nintendo GameCube, which isn't really saying much because there weren't a whole lot of RPGs on the Nintendo GameCube. But the only RPG that I would say was probably better than it on the GameCube was Symphonia. So yeah, it's a good game. They are good games. Let me just put it that way. They're card-based, turn-based JRPGs. Oh my god, the storyline and the plot twists, especially in the first game. If you've played the first game, you know what I'm talking about. There is a plot twist that will end any and all plot twists. It is the plot twist of plot twists. It's ridiculous. Anyway, you will really, really, really enjoy these games. The remaster introduces new features such as encounters off, auto battle, skip cutscenes, and auto-save to make it more accessible to new players. The game and battle speed can be increased up to 300%. Wow. In order to slay your enemies even faster, you can use an instant KO to win the battle in a single attack. In times when rest is needed, you can enable the no encounter function to avoid battles along your way. I remember playing these back when I was in college, and they weren't that difficult, and I don't remember them being that slow either. I'm sure if I went back to them now, I might think otherwise, but back when, I don't remember having any kind of issues with that. So I can't imagine needing to use any kind of like auto kill button or encounter off button, but you'll be damn sure that I'm going to be using that battle speed up option. We have a leak! The Shin Megami 5 Complete Edition announcement is teased by a notable Chinese leaker that there will be a complete edition of this game coming out. Knowing Atlus, how they love to create their regular edition and then their Royal Edition, or they like to do, you know, Persona 3, then Persona 3 Fez, then Persona 3 Portable, then Persona 3 Reload, then probably Persona 3 Reload plus female main character plus Fez, you know, because you have to release it 20 times to actually get the final complete edition. Anyway, that's a whole nother tangent. The Chinese leaker is a user on the forum A9VG, and they are known for their cryptic PlayStation-related leaks. And they've basically teased an upcoming announcement of this complete edition, and he has previously accurately predicted the announcement of Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon, good god, Hey Arigami 123 pack, a God of War Ragnarok, Monster Hunter Rise for PlayStation, and Final Fantasy XVI's Ambition trailer, all that kind of stuff. So they do have a lot of pedigree behind them as far as leaks and releases are concerned. So this is pretty exciting. If you have not yet gotten this game, it's one of the best RPGs on the Switch. We have more information on Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and we have a little conversation cutscene right here that I'm playing above me that is in English, taken directly from the game. Basically, we all saw that trailer where Ichiban is naked on the beach, and they've confirmed that that was actually in a country set outside of Japan, but they didn't state exactly where, and it's also taken from the beginning chapter of the game. The unknown new location is just one of the many game's locations, and it promises the largest scale locations in the series' history. So that's pretty cool. I wonder if Yakuza is going to maybe take place in America or Europe or something like that. Maybe it's a nude beach, who knows, although nobody else on the beach was nude, so maybe that's probably not Europe. Maybe America. Who knows? Maybe it's going to take place in America and Japan. I don't know, but that would be interesting, seeing like a Yakuza not set in Japan. Who knows? Just some things to ponder and think about. I just love thinking about new games and thinking about what could be and possibilities and stuff like that. Nintendo Switch Online is adding Fire Emblem to their lineup on June 22nd. If you happen to be in Japan, you're also going to be getting Fire Emblem The Binding Blade. Now, Fire Emblem is actually Fire Emblem 7. It was the 7th game in the series, but it was the first time that Fire Emblem had ever left Japan because, you know, stupid Americans can't possibly play a strategy RPG. We're too dumb for that. Same reason why we can't get Final Fantasy V. It's too expert for us. Whatever. I know, it's very condescending. But yeah, this was actually not the first Fire Emblem game that I played. I played the other ones through translations and through emulations before I actually played Fire Emblem on the Game Boy. But I have played through every single Fire Emblem game ever made, mostly through all the old ones through with emulation because that's permadeath and I hate permadeath. So I would, you know, save state between every single battle and then reset if any of my characters died because I'm just like, you know, I'm that basic bitch. Just saying. So anyway, if you have never played Fire Emblem, you're in for a treat. This is a good one, and there's a reason why it has this major like tutorial mode. It's like 10 hours of tutorial before you can really get to the big game, and that's pretty much because they wanted to introduce it to, you know, the stupid overseas audience who wouldn't understand the complexities of a Fire Emblem game. If you're one of like the 3 people out there who watch my channel who actually have an Xbox, hey, happy for you. I don't. In fact, like, I'm so behind the time on Xbox that I don't even know what the best Xbox is. That's why every time I'm like saying a game, I'm like, it's just released for the Xbox, because I don't know the difference between an Xbox One, a Series S, or a Series X. I have no clue. Xbox just eludes me. There's no RPGs. I do not care. Anyway, they are increasing the price of the Xbox Series X in most countries on August 1st, except for the United States, Japan, Chile, Brazil, and Colombia. Also, the monthly prices for Xbox Game Pass and Xbox Game Pass Ultimate will increase for the first time starting July 6th in most countries except for Norway, Chile, Denmark, Switzerland, and Saudi Arabia. So the new prices for the Xbox Series X is going up. The Game Pass was previously $9.99. That's going up, looks like $1 to $10.99. And the Ultimate Pass was previously $14.99. Looks like that's going up $2 to $16.99. Then it says the pricing for Xbox Series Series S. What is the difference? Series S and Series X. Like, where is the Xbox marketer if I don't even know? Okay, there's something wrong. There's something wrong with the Xbox marketing department. If I don't even know what the difference between a 1, an S, and an X is, there's something wrong with their marketing department, because, like, they need to be, like any kind of housewife should know what these things are to buy it for their child. And me, I'm, like, in the gaming scene, and I don't even know. They need to get it together over at Xbox headquarters, because I'm telling you what, they don't have any games, they don't have any RPGs, no one gives two shits about them, and now they're raising the prices. Yeah, Nobody's buying our service. Nobody's buying our console. What should we do to make more people buy our consoles? I know! Let's raise the prices! Ho-ho! We're geniuses over here! Speaking of geniuses, let's talk about the people over at Square. Personally, I have faith in the new CEO. Square recently just got a new CEO after kicking out that one guy who said, I really love NFTs. And he also said, if you're playing games for fun, you're the problem. And then he also released games like Chocobo GP, which was full of microtransactions and paywalls. You had to pay full price for the game and then pay more to get more crap in the game. It was ridiculous. Anyway. So, the game, which I don't think anybody even cares about any longer, whatever, it was removed from the Nintendo Switch eShop temporarily, and then it was placed back on the eShop, and it was released with no fanfare. It has been discovered that the game's re-release has completely removed all microtransactions, and you can now unlock everything in-game and online. This is good news. This is good news. This is Square finally learning. Companies learning that people hate gacha, they hate microtransactions, they hate paywalls, and hopefully, I doubt it though, but hopefully they'll learn that we hate gacha games on mobile, and we want to go back to games like Final Fantasy Dimensions, where you paid like $10 and then you got the whole game and you could play it with no bullshit attached. Now, this is exciting. This is also our last story of the day. A Final Fantasy VI Remake is desired by a lot of Square Enix staff. This is from Yoshinori Kitashi, who is the Square Enix vice president. Apparently, there was some sort of Final Fantasy 35th anniversary broadcasts, and various developers kind of got together and they discussed certain topics. And this just so happened to be a topic of conversation. I'm just going to read it aloud to y'all. When would you make a Final Fantasy VI remake? Final Fantasy VI, huh? That would be, the story was initially expressed through pixel art, right? So recreating that using CG would be quite a daunting task. Yeah, it would be quite complicated. When would you even make it? No. We're not even done yet with the Final Fantasy VII remake project, so I can't really think about that now. So won't you release it a bit sooner then? Then they all laugh. Even internally at Square, there are lots of Final Fantasy VI fans. They sometimes end up asking me, so when are we remaking 6? But it would be too complicated at the moment. I don't get it. If you can remake Star Ocean 2, if you can make a pixel remaster, if you could remake Super Mario RPG, why can't you remake Final Fantasy VI? What are you talking about? It's too complicated. Give me a freaking break. Like, what are you talking about? This doesn't make any sense to me. Are they talking about remaking it in a way that is Final Fantasy VII Remake? Where they take the game and then they add all this fluff and everything else, and then they forget what made the game so magical? Is that what they're talking about? Maybe having 2 games, Final Fantasy VI World of Ruin, Final Fantasy VI World of Balance, trying to figure out how can we possibly milk the most money out of people the same way that they're doing with 7? I don't know. But to me, like, what? If you can remake, honestly, If you could remake Seiken Densetsu 3 into Trials of Mana, like, what? Why can't you remake Final Fantasy 6? Super Mario RPG was a much more involved game, you know, when it came out like 3 years later, and they're remaking that, and it looks beautiful, but this one's too hard? What? I don't know. Like, honestly, just make it with some quality of life features. Not everything has to be a Final Fantasy VII remake. It doesn't have to be that way, people. It doesn't. It really, really, really doesn't. Just kind of make the frickin' game. Ugh. Anyway, I'm off my soapbox now. This is what I love about my news shows, because I can present the news, and then I can bitch about it. It's perfect. Anyway. Let me know what y'all think about this week's news. Let me know which items you're most excited about. Let's get a discussion going on, discuss all this news here in the comments. And as always, have a good day.